All praise to Yahweh. All praise to Yahweh Shai. All praises for the Rakat HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone that continue to teach the true gospel. Salute to the Akim, spreading the true gospel on the streets and lanes of the city, on the highways and hedges, and on the World Wide Web. Much love to humble Aqua, who learn science with all subjection and on righteous order under the men of Yahweh Shai. It's the brother Raza from the Church of Philadelphia camp. And hey, the Lord just put in my spirit to go into this damn devil Esau telling just lies, just flat out lies. And hey, this goes along with you 2/3 too, and other heathen nations. Just a bunch of lies out here, right? Just when you think of the lies that have been told over and over again, hey, people believe it's the truth. They so some people just believe it as truth. But hey, you have the truth coming out, and the truth is coming out through the men of Yahweh Bashim Shai. Lord willing, I'll be at that number. So that's how you know that this is a spiritual thing, because hey, we've all been told lies all our lives, right? Particularly growing up in the so-called Christian church, just flat out just lies, right? So when you think about when you hear the truth, right? For me it was I was in New York for a job, and just walking in Times Square, right? And heard the men of the Lord out there, right? And I'm hearing scriptures, and it just stopped me cold in my feet, right? I just stopped, and I just basically stayed out there. I was with a group of people, and I told them, go ahead, I'll meet up with y'all later. Hey, like I said, I sat out there, listened, continued to listen. Hey, and then I went back to the hotel room, because it was like a work conference. I went, basically stayed up all night, watching YouTube videos, from various camps, right? And hey, the Wadi Yahweh Bashim Shai, because eventually, I felt like the elders, apostles, elders, and bishops of GMS was the ones that the Lord, blessed with being the leaders on earth, in this world, right? Hey, which he's done many times. He's Yahweh Bashim Shai anoints prophets, right? And he sets up men, right? So I believe, I believe then, and I believe to this day that hey, the men of GMS are the men that's been set up, through the Spirit. Now are other camps going to have men of the elect? Of course, um, but again, the water Yah Bashim Shai for leading my spirit down this path, right? But yeah, back to the program. Lies, lies, lies. Like, when is enough going to be enough? I mean, when you really think about the patience that it took to craft these lies, to basically fund these lies, right, and make up these stories, that took a lot of time and deceitfulness and evilness, right? And hey, but the Lord gave Esau that power to be able to create his own story, his own history, his own, everything to deceive certain people. But we know the true men of the Lord, again, that's why it's a spiritual thing, will wake up and will no longer be deceived, But the other 2/3, the other people in this world are really going to believe that it's the truth, because the Lord has blinded them, right? The Lord has shut their ears, right? The Lord has basically put a reprobate spirit on you people that continue to trust in lies. Here it is, 2025. and the devil is coming down having great wrath, right? With all his, draconian laws, with basically separating the northern kingdom's children from them, separating the northern kingdom from the land that they once inhabited first, right? Um, and our people are going through the world, like nothing's happening, like nothing's happening, because these 2/3, hey, they again, they trust in Esau, they trust in Egypt for help, they go to down Egypt for help, but at the end of the day, there's gonna be no more help at all. And hey, and then you want to call on Jesus or God, because that's all you know, because you continue again to believe in lies. And you're gonna be praying to the wrong, to you're basically gonna be praying to no power, because there's only one true living power, right? Yahweh Shem Shai, one true living power. So you definitely gonna get caught up. You definitely gonna eat a missile, and you got some of you that continue to mock and scoff at the prophets. Hey, I believe the Lord is preserving you for that day. The Lord ain't going to, do anything swift to you. He wants to preserve you for that day, so you can see how all that mocking and scoffing is going to lead to your destruction. Lest ye repent, right? Hey, but I doubt it, right? Particularly because a lot of you talking heavy. You're going on YouTube. You're saying that the Hebrew Israelites are a disgrace. The Hebrew Israelites are this. The Hebrew Israelites are that. And you not doing nothing but spewing lies that the devil done told you, right? You're repeating. You're like a damn um parrot, just repeating what you heard. You know, from a people that has done nothing but hated you, and they show their hatred through their actions. They don't have to say anything. They show their hatred through their actions. Redlining, enslaving, right? Holding on to power, not sharing anything. This is basically our hell. And they're showing you that this is by their actions. Where's the 40 acres and a mule? Because they sure got it. They sure gave their people free land, right? Free mortgages, free everything to get ahead. And then you say, I don't need anything to get ahead. But they done gave their people everything to get ahead. Jake, you are something else, But that again, that indicates the curses that we're under, because we are just a lost people. Like, how should I say? Hey, you got to go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, because we've been lost for some time. But hey, Yahweh also said he always says remnant, right? And Lord willing, uh, I'll be at that number, the Church of Philadelphia. Lord willing, we the men, right? Well, working for that penny, right? And He preserves us for salvation, and some, that's what He's doing. He's preserving some for salvation and some for proper damnation, because you were, especially Eve, you were out of order, But enough of me rambling. Let's get into this precept. This book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 22. It says, lying lips are abomination to Yahweh. Right? Lying lips. And who's the biggest liar of them all? Esau Edom. I mean, he has like strategically done all of this to hide who we are, but continues to lie, even though there's many factual truths out there, like just in plain sight. He continues to lie, continues to hide, and makes mockery of it, of the chosen people. And the elites, but you continue to peddle and fund these lies. It's, hey, but that's an abomination abomination to Yahweh, and soon there will be judgment for that, right? It says, but they that deal truly are his delight. And who are the men of the Lord that deal truly? The Israelites, right? The Israelites. And hey, we know that some people can't handle the truth, but at the end of the day, hey, am I become your enemy because I tell you the truth? That's what's going to happen. You're going to find enemies, whether it's your woman, whether it's your brother, whether it's your mother, your father, your sister, your cousin, your friends, your aunts, your uncles, nieces, nephews, right? Hey, you're going to have enemies because you tell them the truth. Just flat out understand that. It took me some time, but hey, the Lord, hey, kept that spirit on me. So, hey, the water Yahweh Shemel Shai. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 11. Slakia. It reads, blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you and say manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. In the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Hey, we're going to get all types of persecutions against us, right? Not just mocking and scoffing, but you're going to lose jobs, right? You're going to lose your woman, right? Your kids, everything, right? But hey, that's what's required in this walk, right? You got to bear that cross, right? So you can be found worthy, right? So that's the test, and the Lord knows who's going to pass it and who's not, who's going to run back to the world, and who's going to stand boldly for the name of Yahweh, how about Shem Yahushai, right? The Lord already knows it. So, you got to pray for that mighty spirit, because it's only going to be through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Shem Yahushai that we're able to stand tall and bold in this thing, It's the book of Psalms, chapter 120, verse 2. Deliver my soul, O Yahweh, from lying lips. And that's what the Lord's going to do. He's going to deliver us. Lord willing, again, we be at that number. I be at that number, right? He's going to deliver us from those lying lips and from the deceitful tongue. Because we got many people that believe, most people, I should say, believe these lies. Right? But hey, again, we're going to see who was lying and who was telling the truth. We're going to see who was right and who was wrong. We're going to see who gets saved, right? And who gets destroyed. We're going to see, right? We're going to see. And at the end of the day, I put my trust and my faith in Yahweh by Shemal Shai. I put my trust and faith in prophecy. Put my trust and faith in laws, statutes, and commandments, right? So for all you scoffers, you mockers, like I said, we're going to see who was lying and who was telling the truth. We're going to see who was wrong and who was right. We're going to see who gets destroyed and who gets saved. So hey, Lord willing, this video was edifying to the elect. Until next time, hey, shalom.